All right, let's pull back the curtain on the technology that, well, basically powers our entire world. Behind your social media feeds, your favorite games, even your online security, there's this hidden engine running everything. So stick around, because we're going to show you exactly what that is.
Okay, picture this. You're scrolling through your phone and bam, there it is. The perfect video. The exact meme you didn't even know you were looking for. How on earth does it know? Is it like reading your mind?
Well, the answer isn't some crazy magic trick. It's math. Yep, that's it. Math is the secret sauce. It's this universal language that builds everything from your personalized feeds to those mind-blowing video game graphics. It describes not just our world, but all the virtual ones we create too.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. There's this massive myth that to get into programming or to even understand this stuff, you have to be some kind of math wizard, crunching insane equations in your sleep.
But honestly, that's just a total myth. At its heart, coding is really about logical thinking. It's about being a good problem solver. If you can break a big problem down into little steps, you're already halfway there. The math we're talking about is less about scary formulas and more about really cool practical tools. So, with that out of the way, let's open up this programmer's mathematical toolkit. We're going to check out 3 key concepts that programmers are using every single day to build the digital world all around us. All right, first up in our toolkit is the math that gives our digital worlds shape and dimension and movement. This is the stuff that lets us build everything from those gorgeous 3D games to the graphics you're seeing on your screen right now. We're talking about something called linear algebra. And I know the name sounds a little intimidating, right? But stick with me. At its core, it's just about points in space. It gives us a super simple language to tell a computer where things are, where they should move, and how to rotate or stretch them. And the absolute building block of all of this is the vector. Just think of it like an arrow. That's it. An arrow that points from a starting spot to an end spot. And that one simple arrow can tell a computer a position, a direction, or even a force like gravity. So where do you actually see this stuff? Well, pretty much everywhere. Every single time a character moves in a video game, that's vectors at work. When a machine learning model, like an LLM, sifts through tons of data, it's using linear algebra to figure out the complex relationships between all those data points. Seriously, it's the foundation for so much. Okay, let's grab our second tool from the kit. This one's all about making smart guesses. You could say it's the math that helps technology, well, learn about you. And for that, we dive into the world of probability and statistics. These are the tools that let algorithms look at what you've done in the past, what you've clicked on, what you've watched, what you've shared, and make a really good guess about what you're going to want to see next. Okay, look at this number, 80%. An algorithm might come up with this number about you. So, what does that even mean? It's actually way simpler than you might think. Let's say you liked 8 of the last 10 sports videos you saw. The algorithm basically goes, there's an 80% chance they'll like the next sports video I show them. And that, right there, is how your feed gets so spookily accurate over time. It's not magic, it's just math learning your patterns. All right, time for our third and final tool. Let's look at the math that draws the map of our online social lives, all those complicated connections we have. And that brings us to graph theory. It sounds complicated, but here's the idea. Imagine you draw a dot for every single person on Facebook. Those dots are called nodes. Then you draw a line, an edge, between any 2 dots that are friends. What you end up with is a giant, sprawling map of the entire social network. And this is where its power really shines. A platform can look at that map and find people who are friends of your friends. It's looking for the shortest paths between you and other people to guess who you might know in real life. It's basically like a super smart GPS for your social life. So we've seen how math is the logical backbone for all this tech. It's how things are built and connected. But here's a thought. What if it could do more than just calculate and predict? What if that same super logical, precise language could also be used to create art? What if it could generate patterns and designs that are not just complex, but genuinely beautiful? And that brings us to our final part here, from code to creativity. This is where we get to see what happens when the logic of math isn't just used to build systems, but to create art. Take something like trigonometry, for example. Those simple functions that describe waves and circles can be used to plot these incredible repeating patterns. And the cool part is, just by tweaking a few numbers in an equation, An artist can create these infinitely complex and beautiful designs, all from one little formula. So here's the bottom line. The real skill here isn't about being a human calculator. It's about being a creative problem solver. It's about seeing these mathematical ideas not as a bunch of boring rules, but as these amazing tools you can use to build, to connect, and even to create. So you see, math isn't some big, scary gatekeeper trying to keep you out of the world of tech. It's the language that opens the door. It's a toolkit that lets you describe pretty much anything, from how a character moves in a game to how a billion people are connected online.
Think about it. Social networks, video games, AI, digital art, it all runs on these same fundamental ideas. We've just shown you the language our entire digital world is written in. So the real question is, now that you know the language, what are you going to build with it? Thanks for joining me.